doing this in a neighborhood. We don't want the cops called on us. So last November, I went to an EWO, or Edge Weapons Overview course with Craig Douglas with Shivworks. While we were there, he showed us a bunch of knives. I'm a bit biased. I carry a Fox Karambit. This knife right here. This one has a retention ring, pretty slim knife, has the little wave on it right here that you can just, and that's what catches on your clothes. So what's cool about this knife is that, let's just say you pull it out, right, and it doesn't necessarily open like it's supposed to. You could still grab your shirt and pull it out that way. So it's kind of like, there's a lot of different neat little fun stuff with it. Some people don't like retention rings on knives. I personally prefer them. That's how I train and do it with this one. It's about a $120 knife. It comes in lily pad green. I'm making that up because I feel like the tactical world does not make up fun little, the tactical world is just not imaginative with their colors of their names of any of their stuff, and I just feel like that just makes me feel a little bit better. So you can buy on Amazon this little training blade that goes with it. It's like 20 bucks. It's nothing, does the same thing. Then you can stab your spouse or whoever you're training with and not feel as bad about it. So anyway, so we've goofed off. I've trained with this one, made sure that I can deploy it under pressure in a lot of different things. I've carried it out as well on a thigh band, and I can pull it out sitting down, tested that all out. Can I do it in a car? Those sorts of things. So there are limits to it, but legal wise, because it is a folder, it's not a fixed blade, you can carry it in a lot of different places. I'm a big fan of this knife. However, that being said, while I was at EWO, Craig was talking about clinch picks and push daggers. And I have owned a push dagger before, but it wasn't anything I'd fooled around with. And my biggest thing with any knife that has a sheath is that it doesn't work for what I wear. So I wear a lot of jeans, but I don't wear belts, and I wear skirts and leggings. And so having a sheath isn't something that is gonna work if it's not gonna, hold on to my clothes. With the Fox knife, this clips right on in and it holds to my leggings. It's super slim, it doesn't show, I'm not projecting that I have anything and all that fun stuff. So that being said, he was telling me about their new knife, the El Niño, that was going to be coming out, and how it had this special clip that would connect and hold on to fabric. So in March, I probably fangirled a little bit because I think Craig's a pretty neat guy, and he's got a really solid thing going on, a lot of his training stuff, and probably does know a little bit about vehicular fighting and stuff like that. And when most Americans spend a majority of their time in their car, you have to rethink how you're dealing with a fight, a close combat and stuff like that. So he is a huge proponent of push daggers and clinch picks and things like that. So I bought one, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this thing a go. And so I bought this as well as the training knife. And this knife is Midnight Matte. That's what we're calling this color. And it looks like this, has the handy dandy little oh, there's the snake. And just an all around pretty knife. It's not as sharp as my Karambit at all. Came straight out. Haven't used it to open any Amazon boxes or anything. So if I put it on, I'm not gonna really, hooks right on over. Let me take that one off. And it's just super, that's it. So fun stuff to screw around with. It's also very slim. Wearing a t-shirt, can't see much of anything, nice and concealed. So you got that. So legalities of this knife. It is a push dagger, so you need to check your state's laws, which are convoluted anyway, and it's almost like, I don't even know how to read most of them. Been filtering through a lot of stuff. It seems that for the majority of them, carrying this knife concealed is not recommended, apparently, via staying on the right side of the law. So there's that. You need to look up your own stuff. I'm no expert on the knife. I'm not an expert on the law. I'm not an expert on any of that. I'm just giving you my feedback on this rather awesome knife that might very easily ease its way into certain parts of my everyday carry. What is fun about this knife that just blew my mind is that when I was at ECQC this last time, I put the training blade on my support side. So I had it here, and I was going to test it out. It was like, what better place to do that, to see what you can, you know, if you even like the knife in the first place, than during some sort of evolution where, you know. So what I did was, I knew I was going to be carrying during my evolution, I was going to have my gun appendix, and then I was just going to, I put this knife on here, appendix, on the other side, left hand support side. Just wanted to screw around. I didn't know what I was going to do, never done it before. And what happened was, I ended up being in an evolution for another guy, and I played the part of a hooker, and I was going to be this aggressive hooker. Well, I get a little bit into this, and I realize, oh, I've got this knife on. Why don't I see if I could be like a hooker trying to rob this guy? So what I did was, I decided, well, oh crap, it's on my left. Well, let's just see what happens. What was so amazing about this knife is I was able to deploy it and stab this guy multiple times before he threw me on the ground. The other part that was really amazing too is when he had me on the ground, he did what he was supposed to in terms of like getting, he pinned my arm and had it between his two knees, but I was still able to hold on to this knife. Like he was not getting this knife away from me, like at all. In fact, even I don't even think at the end I was still holding it. Like, you'll see it. I'm going to show you this video. But there was no peeling. You're not getting this knife out of my fist. That's what's so crazy about this, you know. And so I remember I even pulled it out and was able to stab him just a couple more times with this knife. So that's pretty cool.
I got a hotel right over here.
No, I don't got nothing for you.
Really? Come on,
really.
man.
Hey, can you give me some space though? Can you give me some space? Just a little bit of space. Back up! Get up, get up, get up!
Nope. Oh, shit. Wait.
Oh,
damn. Wow.
Damn.
So I've got this training blade, and this training blade is in Sunset Rouge. So very pretty little red color. Definitely sticks out to let you know that this one's not a real weapon. So anyway, what we're gonna do is I'm going to take my training blade and I'm gonna switch the sides because it's still on there from left side support, and I'm going to put it on my right appendix side, and I'm gonna test this out with wearing a thigh band as well as from my waistband. And we're gonna see what happens when my husband comes and attacks me in a vehicle. I wanna see how easy it is to deploy while seated. I wanna see how easily it is from an ambush standpoint from that way, when he's maybe punching at me or something like that, and just fool around. Because what I'm thinking is that whereas I really like this knife, and this is one of my favorites, what I'm thinking is that this would be a very good knife, in my opinion, for someone that's maybe not trained with anything or hasn't had any martial arts experience, but just someone wants to carry something just to be a little bit safer. Because it doesn't require a lot of effort to pull out, and it doesn't require a lot of effort. It's minimal movement. The variables for being able to deploy this under pressure, a little bit more, definitely have to train for it and fun stuff like that. The variables for being able to pull this out under pressure, I think, are going to be a lot less. And then being able to, retain this is pretty interesting too, because, once it's in your hand, it's in your hand. Same way with this though. I mean, I'm still holding on. I got a pretty good grip here on this. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test it out. We're gonna use my husband's truck because I don't mind tearing it up. Don't want to tear up my new car. So we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so what I have here is I've got Ryan is gonna be my bad guy. I'm actually wearing normal clothes. He has a cup on this time. So, and what we're gonna do is I have the red one. We'll make sure I don't have any other weapons on, and just the red training push dagger here, and we're going to be in a position where I have gotten in my car. I didn't lock my door. Maybe I'm looking in the mirror or something like that, and he's gonna open the door, and the objective is to try and take me out. His objective is going to try and take me out of the car, and I want to see how many times I can stab him. You're trying to get me out of the car, and I'm trying to stab you as many times as I can. Okay? Do whatever you want. Okay? Alright. So, okay. Gonna be looking in the mirror because I did not pop this down. Oh, I don't even have a, I hate this truck. Open here, we're gonna be doing this. Hey, hey! Okay, so.
1, 2, 3.
Where? At what point?
After you, both of you were on the ground.
So, what happened was, that was really easy to get out too. Like, I even had time from when you opened the door. Did you open it fast? I mean, you're...
I mean, I didn't, yank on it, which probably would be a reaction that you get from somebody who's
right.
victimizing, but no, I expected your seatbelt to be on. That's what I first looked for.
Okay.
I opened the door and I was like, no seatbelt. All right, here we go.
Okay.
And I thought about grabbing a leg, but you kind of peeled that back, I think, or put it out of the way.
Okay.
And an arm.
Well, it was super easy. Like, it was nothing.
Yeah.
To get, like, I had it in hand before you even, well, I don't know, I'll have to look at everything, but. So, where did I stab you at what point?
When I had you here,
Okay.
and I was pulling you out of the car, I was fine. I could see it.
Okay.
Okay, and then when you switched hands, you gave me on this side 3 times.
Okay. So, not on the onset.
No, not on the onset. So
Alright.
what happens if you're buckled? Can you pull
let's
it
try
out?
it. Let's try it. Shut the door. Are you going to be able to pull me out of the car if I'm buckled? All right. Go. Back at it. Checking my makeup. Here's this guy. He's going to be coming up eventually. I'm not looking in the mirror, actually. Hey, 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 hey! Okay, 2 things. First of all, you went for my knife.
No, I went for the seatbelt.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's all I was saying. Like, I was going for the seatbelt.
So you were going for the seatbelt to get me out of the car, right?
Yeah. So if I'm going to yank somebody out of the car, what are some things that are going to be in the way? The seatbelt's going to be one of them.
Okay.
Right. So first thing I'm thinking about is, oh, just going to seatbelt on. I need to reach around, unbuckle it. While I'm there, I'm going to, hold a grip on you and pull you out of the car.
Okay.
In that time, by the way, you get me like 6 or 7 times. Starting here and working your way down.
Nice. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have one other go. We're gonna try it from the thigh. Either way, it was easy for me to get out. Even when he was like, how'd you have your hand? He had it right here. I was still able to, we'll have to watch the video, but I was still able to, I don't remember. Either way, I was still able to pull it. So that was cool.
Did you have it like over
I had it
your
like,
knife?
I had it normal, so I made
Was
it
that
go like
over
this.
your knife?
I don't know, the thing's not
That's
working.
my janked up truck. Just...
Yeah. It was like that. So, I mean, I was, this is scrambled, don't get me wrong. Okay,
It
so.
often is. It is not pretty.
Also something to note too, I did have on these shoes. and I slid around a lot in the leaves right there, or probably in the parking lot would be really, maybe a little bit better, but either way I was sliding around a lot. What I want to do is I want to test out my Fox knife. So I have this trainer, no other weapons, and I'm going to test to see if I can pull this one if he's trying to get me out of the car. Do we want to do this buckled or unbuckled?
Both.
Okay, we're going to goof off unbuckled first, and then we'll go from there, okay? So, shut the door.
Okay.
We want to see. Oh. So, we're looking at this. I am unbuckled. I am not. Hey! Hey! Oh, fuck.
I'm not the best bad guy.
Woo!
Like I would be punching probably.
Well, I mean, we could put on a mitt if we want, or a boxing glove. We could do that.
You need to even out your.
Even out my eyes right now. That sucks. So that was interesting. I pulled it. I could not get it down this way without cutting my own self, which I recognized it. So when I pulled it out, I was able to get it open with. Let's try that again. Put that on. Video ain't gonna look that cool. So I was able to get it on my shirt and open it up, and then by the time you had pulled me.
Oh, I could see it coming. I was like, screw that.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That was pretty cool. Okay.
But you have to also understand, like, what level of commitment does the assailant have whenever they see that thing get pulled out?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point,
I was ready to bail.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. Okay. So now we're gonna try it. Seatbelt.
Buckle up, buttercup.
Buckle up, buttercup. Okay. Maybe I'll be fiddling with my radio this time. Adjusting all this stuff. I didn't lock my. Hey. How was that?
It's good.
That was fast.
Seatbelt either, yeah. So what'd you do differently that time?
This is what I was able. I don't know. I'll have to watch the video. I was able to pull it.
I hope the video caught it, because that was a lot.
I think I
quicker.
turned. I went like that.
Yeah, it was really close to my arm too.
Stab you in the eyeball. Okay, well that's fun.
Keep going, man.
Woohoo! All right. So now we're gonna get. Oh, yeah. All right. Good times on that one. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so for the sake of me not flashing everybody with the thigh band sort of situation, I have on like the shorts skirt. Is that what they're called? Okay. So what we have is I got a thigh band right here, and then I've got this right here. So that's where it's at, and we're gonna test it out, being able to pull it out from the car in that capacity. Okay. Same drill.
Still bad guy.
Still bad guy.
Next, can I wear the thigh band?
No. Ooh, this may not be. I don't know. Okay, so fiddling. Oh, I might be fiddling with my phone. That was something else we had talked about too. Like, oh, hey! Ah! There we go. I actually felt that was just as easy to pull, FYI, from the thigh as it was from the waist. So that was kind of neat to check out.
Yeah.
And then, but I want to do this also with the Karambit trainer as well. So, just gotta find how many times did I stab you?
This time was on the opposite side. I don't know, like 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah. You kept in your right hand the whole time.
Okay, cool. We're gonna try it now with the Fox trainer and see what happens. So one of the things I have noticed with the Fox knife is that with tighter fitting dresses, it doesn't show as much, the Fox knife versus this. I've tried to put this on with more of like a bodycon dress, and this did show a lot more. It is still a very slim knife, so don't get me wrong, the knife is very slim and it fits nicely, but this one lays a lot smoother in a thigh band situation. So good for thought, pros and cons, all that fun stuff. Yeah. All right, now ready?
Oh yeah.
This one I'm not so sure I'm gonna be able to pull this one as fast as the other one. So I'll be reaching down to get my hand sanitizer because I just got from the bank, and you know, whatever. It's messing with some things. I don't know what it's doing. There's this, and now I'm gonna turn my key on and fiddle with the radio, and he's taking forever. Why? Oh. I'm doing this in a neighborhood. We don't want the cops called on us. Hey! Hey!
That took you longer.
Yeah, that took a long. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I was able to get it though. Okay, so not as fast to get it out that time. Wasn't fending off punches. Where's my arm going when I'm doing that? When you're trying to get me, you're trying to pull me out by my legs. Why? I'm curious about that.
Because I don't want to get kicked by them, number one.
Right. Okay.
You have a lot of open space to go that way where you can lay down and just pop me in the face.
Right.
Number two, this is what I got on this side of your body that I have access to, and it's easier access.
Okay. Well, either way, the point of it was is being able to pull it and use it and retain it and hold it well. So that was kind of interesting. This knife does require, in my opinion, a lot more practice to be able to pull it and use it effectively than the push dagger. That was the point of that, is that the push dagger is something I would recommend. Pros and cons for each one of them. Legalities is a big one. I would definitely check your state's concealed laws when it comes to a push dagger, because I guarantee you they're not friendly.
It's a regular pocket knife.
As friendly as the regular little, you know, Kershaw blades. So, anyway, yeah. So that's what we got.
I'd have to look at video how many times I actually got stabbed
She pulled it
before.
out. She pulled it out right in front of her.
Yeah. So I
Left-handed
didn't.
too, by the way. I'm just saying.
I didn't see the knife. All I felt were hands coming at me. So wanted to get her off me. Wanted to get space. Once I got her on the ground, and I knew there was a knife, I wanted to try and pin and control that hand. And then instead of continuing to grapple like I did yesterday, I'm like, well, let's get space if I can get away from her. Saw the pistol go down, went back, grabbed the pistol.
Because I was actually going to go back in and be like, help me please, he beat me up. And then I was like, I had the normal.
So that's what I was worried he would. I don't know how many times you shanked me.
You might have shot her. She hit you.
Likely would have bled out and died later.
She hit you with a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
She hit you with a good bit.